Hi, I'm Mel Pickup, Chief Executive of Bradford Teaching Hospitals, and welcome to the weekly news roundup from across the Trust. This week you will find me in our COVID ward because we're marking the second anniversary since the start of the very first lockdown. More about that in a minute. Also today we have news about our visiting rules, and if you'd like to make a difference to the running of our hospitals, we need to hear from you. But first, as I just mentioned, the 23rd of March marks the anniversary of when the first coronavirus lockdown measures legally came into force. In the following months, colleagues, patients and families were faced with unprecedented and all too often heartbreaking events. We remember too those who sadly lost their lives. Consultant respiratory physician Professor Dinesh Saralaya, who's been on the front line throughout COVID, takes a look back at the past couple of years.
So it was extremely challenging in the first wave of the pandemic. We were seeing large number of patients being admitted to our hospitals. There was no viable treatments. There was no vaccine. But early in the pandemic, Bradford Teaching Hospitals and the Bradford Institute for Health Research and the NIHR Patient Recruitment Center here in Bradford made the decision to actually take part in groundbreaking treatment trials. So the best treatment we could offer our patients were to take part in these trials to find out a treatment for COVID-19. And a huge thank you goes to every one of these participants. We also employed a treatment modality for our patients with COVID-19 called CPAP, continuous positive air pressure. We also used the mechanism of what is called proning, where patients were sleeping on their tummy, and this helped oxygenate these patients. We've come a long way in the last 2 years. We've got far more effective treatments to treat our patients with COVID-19. We've got effective vaccines which protect lives, and I would urge all to get a vaccine if they've not had one.
Thanks Dinesh, and thank you to all of our colleagues, patients and the members of our community who came together and are still working together to fight COVID-19. Now, here at the Trust, it's critical that our staff feel able to bring their whole selves to work, which means making sure that those with a disability or a long-term health condition are heard and supported. To this end, we're inviting colleagues to join our Equality Network, so everyone has the chance to influence our culture and our ways of working. Here's Head of Equality, Diversity and Inclusion, Kes Hyatt, to explain more.
Staff equality networks have a crucial role to play, and their role and remit really is a number of various different things, i.e. we can utilise the networks for staff consultation and engagement. We believe that our staff are also members of the local community. Therefore, it's crucial to have their influence, to have their involvement, which feeds into the wider patient care and patient experience agenda. We encourage all staff, if they do not want to be a member of the core group or the wider network, then we have a generic email address. We would welcome any feedback, any suggestions from any member of staff.
Thanks, Kes. What a great network to be a part of. Now let's take a quick look around the rest of the Trust to see what other stories have been making the headlines.
Congratulations to everybody involved in Bradford's successful bid to be shortlisted for City of Culture. What amazing news! Bradford Teaching Hospitals is delighted to support the bid because we know that culture and arts have a really strong influence on health and well-being. This is amazing news for the city and of course the wider district. Let's go Bradford!
Well, that's really fantastic news, and we will look forward to hearing who the winner is when it's announced in May. Finally, in line with changes to many national COVID guidelines, we're also updating our rules around visiting. And we also have an update about a service we started in response to the pandemic that helped friends and families stay in touch with their loved ones whilst they've been in our hospitals. Here's our Chief Nurse, Karen Dauber, to tell you more.
So from the 1st of April, we're making changes to our visiting policy, which means that we're opening up visiting a little bit more. That means that anybody that is not on an elective pathway, and by an elective pathway I mean somebody coming in for a planned operation, can have a visit every day for an hour from one person. But there are some safeguards that we do need to put in place. So you will be asked to wear a face mask. You will be asked to clean your hands thoroughly before coming in, and we'll ask you some questions about your health. So please do not visit if you have diarrhoea and vomiting or cold symptoms or COVID symptoms. We have maintained throughout the pandemic our relatives line and also our Thinking of You email account. So you can still get in touch via the relatives line to make enquiries. You can email us, we can pass on letters, cards, and finally, we have the technology on the wards to enable you to have a video conference with your loved one if that's appropriate.
Thanks, Karen, and for full visiting details, please visit our website. Well, that's about it for this week. Don't forget, all our latest news and updates can be found on our social media channels, Twitter, LinkedIn and Facebook. And I'm sure you'll be pleased to note that following the official start of spring last weekend, the clocks go forward this Sunday, and we should all soon be enjoying some lighter evenings. Until I see you again this time next week, do take care and bye-bye for now.